Hello, everybody. This is Gary. Today is Wednesday, December 11th, 2019. It is 4:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States in Rochester, New York. And this is my coping with schizophrenia vlog entry for today. I'm dressed this way because it's snowing outside and I have to go out to the store. But I thought I'd make a quick video um, about what's been happening with me over the past 24 hours. I made a video yesterday about the fact that I wasn't making any videos for 3 days or so, 3 or 4 days, because I was having severe abdominal pain and vomiting. And I went to the emergency room, came back, made that video. But as soon as I made that video yesterday, I ended up back in the emergency room for the same symptoms. I was having abdominal pain, I was vomiting, um, and it was all based on constipation caused by my psychiatric drugs. A lot of you people might be wondering, why would I talk about something so personal as constipation on this video publicly? Well, because it's important. The reason I had all those symptoms of constipation, vomiting, and abdominal pain, and throwing up when I was eating was because those are side effects from my psychiatric drugs, mainly Neurontin, which can cause severe constipation. And I was ignoring my doctor's advice on how to deal with it by having a high fiber diet, drinking plenty of water, not soda, not coffee, but just water, drinking water, lots of it, and taking the laxatives that were prescribed for me, like Miralax, every day. And I wasn't doing that. I had ran out and I never bought a new prescription for it. So I ignored a lot of the warnings about side effects with my medications, and that's what made me go to the hospital yesterday. I got back this morning around 6 a.m. I had left about 6 p.m. last night. I went to Strong Memorial Hospital, which is the biggest hospital in Rochester, New York. It's part of the University of Rochester. Um, Very busy hospital. If you decide to go there, you wait a long time. I waited, I don't know, 8 hours before I was seen, and they took me back into one of the hospital beds when it became available. Beds are hard to come by last night in the hospital because it was so overcrowded. Overcrowded in the emergency room, overcrowded in the number of patients that were already admitted into the hospital. There were no beds available. Not that I needed a bed; they weren't going to keep me there. I just went into the emergency room, had to wait like 8 hours, and then I was taken back to the medical area where I was in one of the emergency room beds. Um, and they had to give me, even though I had already tried enemas myself over the past few days, it really didn't do much to change my condition. So they had to give me one at the hospital. And the enema in the hospital is a lot different than the ones you do at home when you buy an enema kit at a uh, drugstore and use it yourself. Very, very different. There was two choices: either use the enema to try to clear out my intestines because everything had dried up and was solid. They did an X-ray of my upper abdomen, my lower abdomen, and there's no doubt that I was severely constipated. I had a lot of fecal matter in a lot of stool in my intestines, but there was no real obstruction. It was just all dried out, and that's because I wasn't getting enough fiber, eating too much junk food, not drinking enough fluids, particularly water, um, having a high fiber diet, not taking the laxatives like I was supposed to. Um, and those can lead to even more serious problems. Constipation can be serious if you end up somehow rupturing your intestines from all the strain. That could be very deadly. And the vomiting was evidence that I was all backed up because I couldn't digest any food. Anything I took by mouth was I would throw it up, um, which makes sense. If food isn't moving through your intestines and you eat something, you're going to feel a lot of abdominal pain, and then ultimately you're going to get nausea and you're going to throw up. So the message of this video is go over your medications with your psychiatric doctor, the psychiatrist, and your medical doctor. and talk about the side effects. Like for Seroquel, which I'm on, Seroquel can cause weight gain and diabetes. That's something you want to talk to your doctor about. Many psychiatric drugs actually can cause weight gain and lead to diabetes. Um, so don't ignore advice from your physician or other healthcare professional about the side effects of psychiatric drugs or the side effects of any drug, really. Whether the side effects are constipation or headache or overeating, whatever it might be, you need to keep in touch with your psychiatrist and your medical doctor and find ways to work around those side effects. For example, if you're getting weight gain from Seroquel, um, it's a good idea to take up an exercise program and make sure you're eating a good diet. You can't gain weight even with Seroquel if you have a proper diet and exercise. Um, you could prevent the problem from happening to begin with. If you gain 100 pounds, it's harder to lose that 100 pounds than it is to simply prevent getting that 100 pounds. I've seen my friends on certain medications. I at one point gained 80 pounds. I weigh about 200 pounds now. I got up to about as high as 280 when I was on Seroquel. I took a trip to Hawaii, and one of my friends took pictures of me on the beach. And looking at the picture, I was amazed by how much weight I had gained. I didn't realize that I had gained a lot of weight. And I had to work it back down. What I did was I bought a treadmill and changed my diet to more plant-based eating habits. I didn't go without meat totally. I just made meat and junk food less important part of my diet. And now I have to learn to do my diet right again because the consequences are, well, they're a waste of time. If I could have prevented all this, I wouldn't have had to go to the hospital, use an ambulance, which costs money for me, costs money for Medicare, it costs money for my health insurance. It takes up the time and efforts of the people at the hospital when the hospital is already overcrowded. So it's really preventable. It was kind of unnecessary if I had been able to prevent the side effects I was having. So talk to your doctor if you have any side effects and follow their advice. And try to get your psychiatrist to talk with your medical doctor so they can coordinate what the hell is going on. That's important. Sometimes the doctors don't pay attention to what the psychiatrists are doing. The psychiatrists don't pay attention to what the medical doctor is doing. And then you're left to fend for yourself, and you might have some really bad side effects. I feel a lot better, by the way, today. It's snowing out right now. Not a big snowstorm. There's a few inches of snow in it. It's very cold outside. Today's more cold and more bothersome because of the cold than actual snowfall. The snowfall that I'm looking right now out the window of the kitchen is not more than 2 or 3 inches of snow. It's just the high winds and the coldness that is really irritating. And it's getting darker soon. It's not even 5 o'clock yet, and the sun's going down. That's another video altogether. But if anybody has any suggestions, comments, share, like, subscribe. If you have a video you want me to do on a particular topic, go ahead and leave it in the comment section. Doesn't even have to be about mental health.